The Scion is Path of Exile's answer to a Swiss Army knife. A jack of all trades, but master of none. In light of this, the Scion's starting area is the very centre of the tree, able to go out in any direction. With regards to the base stats, she has the same value for each. She has 20 for intelligence, dexterity and strength at the start. This is the lowest maximum of any character in the game, but also the highest minimum. While leveling the character, you will need to invest in some of these base stats on the tree, just so that you can run the early game gear and gems. Starting at the centre of the tree does put the Scion at a bit of a disadvantage, and that is that the damage levels in the centre of the tree given by nodes is rather low. Take these physical damage nodes here. They give us 8% increased physical damage. Compare this to the duelist starting area where we get 12% increased physical damage per node. That's 4% less per node. For this reason, we're probably not going to want to invest in damage nodes until we leave the centre of the tree, and instead going for some utility nodes which are actually quite powerful. This lack of damage in the early game means that Act 1 is going to be painful, more painful than any other character in the whole game. Because of this, the developers hid the Scion behind a quest in Act 3. Until you run this quest, the Scion is not available for you to start. Once you've run it, she's available in any league at any time. Where the Scion differs from every other character in the game is when she ascends. Every other character in the game starts with 3 different Ascendancy trees to choose from. The Scion just has the one. This tree is rather dense at first glance, but actually really simple. It has a node for each of the other character classes in the game. Each one of these allows you to pick a different class, and within that, pick one of its Ascendancies and it will give you a watered down version of that Ascendancy. Although weaker than their counterparts, as a single node off the tree, they're very strong. This leads to another drawback to starting Scion. Because of the inherent strength, you're only able to get the first one from the second labyrinth onwards. All we get from our first Ascendancy is either a stat for each of the character classes we're going to go into, or a stat for one of them, and +1 skill point on the tree. This is neither particularly interesting or strong. This compounds the feeling that the Scion just is really pretty weak early on. I have been making a leveling guide for the Scion and it's just been so hard early game with no gear. Not to say it's impossible, but Act 1 will always feel rough no matter what skill you play. From our 3rd or 4th Ascendancy, we get to choose to actually start pathing from one of the class's starting areas that we've pathed into. This now means that we can actually roll off nodes from the centre of the tree, or we can start off going out in one direction and then jump over to the other direction and start pathing 2 completely independent tree paths. This can lead to some extraordinarily interesting gameplay. My one bugbear with some of the Ascendancies on the Scion tree is you just don't get to pick the aspects of the tree you want to go into. Let's take the Saboteur node as an example. One of the main reasons to play this character class is the ability to gain life back as your traps detonate. This isn't offered as part of the Ascendancy choice, meaning that if you're playing a Trapper, is there really a point in playing an Ascendant? And the answer is probably not. However, there may be a reason that you want 25% blind on the tree that isn't trap related, so from that point of view, it opens up choices. The other important thing to note is you may only choose a single Ascendancy from a starter class. This means that if you choose the Witch's Necromancer, you will not be able to choose Elementalist or Occultist. And now for some very quick lore. The Scion was exiled to Rayclast for killing her husband on her wedding night. And with that, you now know everything I know about the Scion. If you want to know more about the other character classes, check out my video top left, which goes over in detail the other character classes and why you would choose them. And with that, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.